Okay, I am going to start off here before I roll the intro. This is an unscripted review. This is just me rambling on about it. If you're looking for a Linus Tech Tips fucking style review or something, you're not gonna get it here. This is just sort of me rambling on about my experience, how I think the game is, and all of that. So if you just want to sit back and listen to some nerd on the internet voice his opinion about a fighting game, you came to the right place. Oh fuck, that's the wrong intro. Here, wait a minute. Fucking Christ. Fucking E drive. Channel archive intro. So Pokken Tournament is an arcade-style fighter developed by Namco for play on the Wii U. And this was originally an arcade game, naturally, in Japan, of course. And it gained a lot of attention, and everyone was like, holy shit, I want that. And so Nintendo finally stopped keeping their head up their ass. They're like, okay, yeah, they want it, bring it over there. So we got it on the Wii U, and here we are. So that's Pokken if you don't know anything about it. And of course, it's a Pokemon game, so, I mean, I thought, that's pretty much well established now that it's a Pokemon game, and I will definitely say that it feels like a Pokemon game. It doesn't feel like it was just sort of thrown together and they just threw the IPs in there for whatever, just for the publicity. No, it does feel like a genuine Pokemon game, so I will definitely put that out there. Before I start this one off, I immediately want to say that there are going to be spoilers in this video, so if you do not want any spoilers on Pokken Tournament or anything, do not watch this video because there's going to be a lot of spoilers. So, with that out of the way, let's get on to my thoughts of the game after a decent amount of time playing it. Now, it's an excellent game. It is an absolutely fantastic game. It's something I've been wanting for a very long time. I absolutely love it. As of now, it is my favorite fighting game. But that does not mean that it does not have its problems, because it certainly does. There's a lot of balancing that needs to happen. There's a lot of problems that need to be ironed out, and I'm actually going to get into those first, because I feel like I should get the worst out of the way and then talk about the awesome, cool stuff. So, one thing I've noticed is you've got a bunch of Pokemon to choose from, and there's a very good range of Pokemon, all of which are good in a fighting game. But one thing I've realized is that there are two Pokemon in particular that are absolutely massively overpowered, and those two Pokemon are Suicune and Chandelure, of all things. Basically, both of these Pokemon can basically just spam a hold, and you're done. You're fucked. If they spam a hold from a distance, you're done. You can't do shit about it. If it hits. If they get the first hit and they just spam a hold, you're fucking done. Say bye-bye to that win because you're not getting it. Unless you shield and make your way closer, but you can kiss that goodbye. That is if that person isn't a very good player and just relies on that attack to get them somewhere, which no respectable player would. But yeah, that's one problem. They are massively overpowered. Like, they can do that and then automatically hit you into a combo and you're fucked. And then if they get burst from that combo, because if you rack up enough hits, you fill up your burst meter, you're done. Because they're going to combo you and they're going to burst at you because, well, that's just how it is. So, if you're going to play with Suicune or Chandelure, play fair, because they are massively overpowered. There's a lot of balancing that needs to happen with those two characters in particular, and there's a lot of balancing that needs to happen with the game in general. One other problem that I've had, especially with Red Leagues and Chroma League and beyond CPUs, they're really, really, really good at reading your moves, of course, because they're CPUs, and CPUs register absolutely every single move, because you're not playing with a human who might not see that you're making that move. They are 100% sure that you are going to do what you just did, and they block it every single time. So if you're going to, especially with grabs, if you're going to grab a CPU in one of the higher leagues, you're not going to get anywhere with it. They are immediately going to block it. They're going to counter. They're going to grab you back. They're going to combo you, and they're going to take out a shit ton of your health. So my personal suggestion would be to not use grabs in the higher leagues against CPUs, because you're not going to get anything done with that. You just have to remain on the defensive a lot of the time. At least if you're, because I main Lucario. I haven't really played. I've played as other characters, as other Pokemon, but not very much. Ugh. So yeah, if you're against those higher end CPUs, remain on the defensive for a good amount of time, because they read absolutely everything, like everything. They don't miss anything that you do. So be careful. They need to do a little balancing on that too. But like, I get if you're going to be like fighting the Grandmaster. Yeah, I get if they do that, because that's like fighting a really skilled player. But yeah, some balancing needs to happen there. Another problem that I've had is in the combo dojo. Lucario's 5th combo, which is a burst mode combo, absolutely does not work in the combo dojo. Like, I can pull it off in battles, no problem. I can pull it off, not have a problem, pull it off perfectly, but when you practice it in the combo dojo, it cuts you off before you can execute any more moves. Like, you complete the first 2 moves, yeah, but after that, it just automatically resets you to the beginning of initiating the combo. And like, what the fuck? I want to practice this combo. But if you want to practice that combo for the time being, you are unfortunately going to have to do so in a normal battle. Unless I'm the only one having this problem, but I don't think so, because I've pulled this combo off before in battle just fine. So there's a problem. As of yet, those are the only problems that I've had so far. A couple of massively overpowered Pokemon, some glitches here and there, stuff like that. Online multiplayer, I have dabbled in a little bit, but I don't necessarily think I'm ready to stay out of friendly battles, because I'm not that hardcore yet. But yeah, online multiplayer, you'd think that it'd have massive, terrible latency, but it's actually not bad at all. I haven't had really any problems playing online. Granted, I've only really done it twice, but each time, one was a loss and one was a win. They were both very fair, and the latency was little to none. I didn't have any problems executing moves. There was no frame rate skipping or anything like that. It worked wonderfully. So it's good to know that it's not as bad as fucking Smash Bros. Because playing Smash Bros online is fucking miserable. I can't do it at all. I refuse to, because the latency and the lag is unfucking believable. I cannot win shit because it's that bad. And I have pretty decent internet. Like, I'm running 70 megabits per second. I'm running 70 megabits per second. I have pretty good internet. Now, it's not Google Fiber or something, but yeah. For Pokken, it's really good. I don't really have any problems with playing online in Pokken. But yeah, Smash is a lost cause as far as online multiplayer is concerned, but that's not the topic. So let me get on to the good shit here. So, the good shit about Pokken Tournament. Well, just about everything else. I really, really enjoy the game. I really think it's just a fantastic game. I mean, what more is there to it? I could, go all reviewery into it for you, which I'm partially going to do, but at the end of the day, it's just a really good fighting game. That's basically just this review in a nutshell. It's a really good fighting game that has a couple of flaws that can easily be ironed out with a couple of patches. So, whatever. But yes, I am going to go a bit more in depth. But if you're looking for the abridged review, that's it. Yeah, I really love the game. I love the fighting mechanics. I love the moves. I love the Pokemon they decided to choose. I love that it's diverse. You've got the fast Pokemon, you've got the technical Pokemon, you've got the normal, well-balanced Pokemon, you've got stuff like that. So you can choose from whatever you want. So you can choose whatever Pokemon fits your fighting style, and I really think that's excellent. Of course, Lucario is just sort of my main in everything that Lucario is present in, so I chose it anyway. But it is a very well-balanced fighter. I will definitely give it that. It's one of the balanced, marked as standard fighters. So, yeah, I mean, that's just a little bit about my main, I guess. But yeah, the moves are great. I know I hear a lot of people complaining about, oh, there not being enough combos. But at the end of the day, who really gives a shit. It's just about having fun and beating the shit out of each other. So that's what you do, because that's what you do. It's what you fucking do. So do it. Have fun. It really is an excellent fighter. It feels really good. When you land a hit, it is extremely satisfying, especially when you knock them into dual phase. It's like, that felt fucking good. You're just beating the shit out of each other. You get a burst attack. It feels fucking great, because you just watch your Pokemon go fucking ham. It's like you just watch your Pokemon just go absolutely like fucking some Dragon Ball Z type shit going on right here. Just fucking going absolutely crazy on the other Pokemon. Now, I will definitely say this. Burst attacks are very good for winning battles, but don't rely on burst attacks. Burst attacks, you can easily lose if you don't use a burst attack correctly, because they can either A, dodge it, B, compensate for what you've done. They can compensate for the health that they've lost, of course, because they can just come back at you full force, which I've had happen a lot. Yeah, don't rely on burst attacks to win you the battle, because there are plenty of times, well, like 3, because I only lost 5 times in the Ferrum League, where you will get a damn fine burst attack, and you will think that you've drained them completely. You know, you've got them down to like 50 hit points, and then all of a sudden they go absolutely fucking tryhard mode on you, and you end up getting your ass kicked because you started getting cocky and arrogant. You're like, oh, I'm gonna fucking take this. No, you're not. So be careful after you use burst attacks. After you use a burst attack, I suggest you remain on the defensive, because they're really gonna try and get you back down to their level, so that they can finish you off. So be careful after you use burst attacks, and use combos with burst attacks. Like, combo them and then use the burst attack, because that can definitely help them get. That can definitely help you get their health down just that much more, so you are that much closer to winning. But yeah, don't rely on burst attacks. That's a big thing to remember. So what are these leagues you're talking about, Dickface? Well, let me tell you about the leagues that I'm talking about. In the Ferrum League, which is just sort of the umbrella league of all of these, you have the Green League, you have the Blue League, you have the Red League, you have the Chroma League, and you have the coveted Iron League. Now, all of these leagues, of course, you start with the Green League, which is easy as all hell. Like, you can just punch them once and they fucking explode, and it's like, oh, it's over? Oh, bye. Send a postcard, you know. So yeah, and then you get up to Blue League, which is just a tiny step above that. Red League, which is a substantial step above Blue League, but it's still not that challenging. Chroma League, which is a step above Red League, and Iron League, which is the hardcore shit. This is where all the shit goes down, because once you defeat the Chroma League, you become that year's Ferrum League champion, yes. But then you hear about the Iron League. It's like, oh, I didn't even know this existed, you know, blah, blah, blah. And you go on to the Iron League. This is where all the former champions are. This is where all the shit goes down. This is the hardcore shit. This is the part where it starts to get really challenging. And you beat that, and then eventually you get to the end competition, and then you get to the Grandmaster, and then you're like, oh, fucking shit, cunt, fuck balls. I gotta do this, don't I? You certainly do. And so then you take care of that, you become the Grandmaster, and then yay, you win. You're really OP, and you know, go back home and have a sexy party or something. So that's basically the Ferrum League in a nutshell. You just climb your way up through the ranks. You have to participate. Before you can just go straight into the tournament, you have to participate in league matches, in which you have to work your way up the ranks in order to participate in the main tournament that will get you to the promotion test, where you will then be allowed to go into the next league. So you need to climb up, then you go to the tournament. If you win the tournament, you have to take the promotion test. Take the promotion test, then I'll tell you what happens after the promotion tests. Then, actually, screw it, I'll do that now since we're on to that. After the promotion tests, there is a storyline to this game. It's a very loose storyline, but it is somewhat there. You will have to fight Shadow Mewtwo. Spoiler alert. You will have to fight Shadow Mewtwo, because it will pop up and you don't know what's going on. It's just all of a sudden appears. This random robed lady is here. You don't know what the fuck's going on. All that happens is you basically get your ass handed to you by Shadow Mewtwo. That's basically what happens. And then you go on to the Blue League, where you are then, well, again, just doing the same thing. You go through league matches, tournament, promotion test, Shadow Mewtwo again. And then you make it up to Red League. This is where stuff starts to get more interesting. You do all the typical stuff. You do your promotion test. You do your free battle, or you do your free battles if you choose to do so. And this is where you have to fight Shadow Mewtwo once and for all. You have to defeat Shadow Mewtwo. If you don't, you cannot advance further. So you have to defeat Shadow Mewtwo, or else you aren't going anywhere. You aren't getting to the Chroma League if you don't do it. And then this is where some story elements pop up. This lady comes up. I forget what her name is because I'm just so occupied with other shit, but this lady pops up. She finally reveals her name, and she's like, oh fuck, you gotta help me save Mewtwo. This fucking gem thing is fucking with him, you know. He's evil and such, and I'm not really going to get too in-depth into this, but you do have to fight him. You have to eventually free him of his restraint, and all of that. The reason I'm sort of being reserved about this is because I don't want to spoil everything. I want you to play it for yourself. That and some of the details are a bit fuzzy because I was just, like, too focused on kicking ass, but yeah, you do have to defeat Shadow Mewtwo and fix all of the shit, and then you can go on to Chroma League, and Chroma League is where you work your way up the same way you normally would, become champion, then you are presented with the Iron League, where you then can climb up and become the Grand Master. So I managed to do this in less than a day's time because I've always been the kind of person that when I get a game, I'm like, I'm gonna complete you, and you're gonna fucking like it. So, yeah, I've just always been that person that has to complete it. I just go try hard mode, you know, don't fucking sleep. I gotta do this. So, if you have any questions, be sure to leave them down in the comments, of course, because I'll be glad to answer them if you have any questions on how to get past a certain part or anything. But yeah, that's generally the Ferrum League in a nutshell and getting through it. So, I thought I'd throw that in there. Now, just a short little overview of the game. Of course, we already know it's a fighting game. You do have your typical practice areas. You have everything you need. You have an assistant that sort of helps you out. You can turn her off in the settings if you wish. You have an avatar that you can customize. You have all sorts of stuff. So it's almost... It's like there's a social aspect to it slightly with the whole avatar thing. So looking at the main menu here, you have local battles, which you can play with people that are in your gaming room, whatever. You can just fucking beat the shit out of each other. You have My Town, which contains all the options and customization and stuff. You have the online battles, which should be fairly self-explanatory. You have the Ferrum League, which I've already gone in great depth about. You have single battles, which are just normal battles against a CPU. You choose the rules and everything. So, and then you have the practice battles, or practice battle area, where you have all of the tutorials, the training dojos, and stuff like that. So that's just sort of the overall game user interface in general. It's very simple. It's very easy to use. You don't have to fuck around with anything. So I thought I'd throw that in there. So as a complete recap of this rambling and review and such, Pokken Tournament is an excellent fighting game that has a couple of different flaws that can easily be ironed out with patches. It's great for anyone, casual, hardcore. Anyone can pick this up that has past Pokemon experience or has no Pokemon experience and enjoy the game for what it is. Again, there's some problems, but I mean, that comes with new game releases nowadays, so I highly suggest you pick up the game. It's fantastic. It's very satisfying, the whole fighting mechanics and everything. It's really easy to learn. So yeah, I give this probably about a 9 out of 10 because just the small little errors it has. But I can bump that up to a 10 if you fix that stuff, guys, because it's not too hard to do. Just balance out some of the characters. It shouldn't be that bad. So yeah, definitely a must-have for the Wii U. It really adds something to the library, and I think it is positively excellent. It is worth the hype, and I am very satisfied. So that is the end of this review, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to see more unscripted reviews like this that are just sort of a nerd talking about something without any sort of direction to it, do leave a like, leave a comment, all of that shit. Remember to subscribe because it really does help. Even just seeing one more subscriber in my little subscriber count makes me think that, hey, someone actually fucking cares. So yeah, go ahead, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.